Hey guys, it's about beer 30. Let's take a walk into the kitchen and see what's in the fridge today.
Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today, thanks a bunch for stopping by. Look at this great big 22-ounce bottle. That means it's an older bottle. This is Firestone Walker's Parabola, however you want to pronounce that, P-A-R-A-B-O-L-A. This is a 2016 edition. This one was sent to me by my brother Rico a while back, and I've had it cellaring since he sent it to me. And he writes, he bought it a couple months ago. And that was in 2016, 13.1% ABV and 79 IBUs according to the label. Russian Imperial Oatmeal Stout aged for a full year in a blend of bourbon barrels from Elijah Craig, Four Roses, Pappy Van Winkle, Woodford Reserve, and Buffalo Trace. All excellent bourbon producers. So I didn't go back and look whether I've reviewed this particular vintage before or what. I'm going to review this like I have never had it before, guys. And I think nowadays they're not doing the bombers, or they're doing them in 12-ounce bottles. I don't know if they're producing the bombers and the 12-ounce bottles. They've shortened up the box to a 12-ounce box and probably charging you the same price as they did back then for this 22-ouncer. Yeah, that's how that works. They figure it out, and then they reduce the size, just like they do in the grocery stores on cereal and a lot of other stuff. They make a smaller package and charge you the same price as they did for the bigger package, because you know what? They can. That's why. That's the only reason, because they can. So, you're getting less for your money, but they act like you're getting a good deal. And these guys at Firestone Walker produce some really tasty beers. A lot of different series, the Sticky Monkey and the Parabola and a lot of others, and their anniversary ales that are all produced in these cardboard boxes, which adds cost to the beer. You're not ever going to convince me otherwise. They can just put this bottle out, to buy it itself. It's got a shrunk wrap thing on it. I don't understand why they need to figure they got to put it in a cardboard box and add more cost to the beer, which it does. I don't care if they're producing 1,000,000 of these boxes, it's still adding cost to you purchasing the beer. You'll never convince me otherwise. So, but that wrapper is a lot better than somebody standing at the end of the bottling line and dipping each one of these bottles in a thick wax, which is virtually impossible to get off. It is an absolutely unnecessary step, in my humble, honest opinion. But I do like this kind of shrunk wrap label, like a wine bottle is going to have, where you can zip it off and you're done, and you're not carving and cutting yourself or doing anything stupid or crazy trying to get the beer open, or even in a corked and caged bottle where you got to get a pair of pliers to get the damn cork out. So I'm not a fan of any of that crap, guys. It just adds cost to the beer, and it makes it harder to get into. And they say, oh, that keeps it from being cloned or replicated or whatever. Seriously? You think somebody's going to go to that trouble to do that? I don't. I mean, seriously, I do not. So I just don't understand them doing that, but they do it because they can, and it adds cost to the beer. So enough ranting and raving. Beer Advocate has kind of been on the hind tit the last couple of beer reviews because they didn't have enough ratings on the beers I was reviewing. This one, they do have a score, but they have it listed as, and because they put them all together, no matter whether it's a 2010 or a 2019, they put them all in the same category. So the ABV they say on this is 13%, which is not far off from a 13.1%, but it's wrong. When we go over to Beer Advocate, they have the 2016 listed. So the biggest reason I don't like Beer Advocate, because they throw them all in the same category no matter what batch or year it is, and if the AB is wrong, so be it. So they're not going to change that, guys. I had a guy say, well, won't you make a comment? That'd be like beating a dead horse, because they don't differentiate between the years. And different years and different batches have different ABVs a lot of times. Not always, but a lot of times. So until they decide to start breaking them down in different batches or different years, it is what it is. That's why I like Untapped. They usually have the year of the version beer that I'm listed or drinking. And that gives me a more precise bits of information of the ABV and the IBUs and all the rest of that stuff. So, Beer Advocate is kind of sucking lately. Well, kind of sucking, period. And like I said yesterday, it will probably come to the point where I'll just stop using them altogether. They'll be like great beer. Out of here. So, being a 2016, of course, Untapped says it's no longer being produced. Parabola is a beer of darkness and immensity, a barrel-aged beast that is routinely ranked as one of the top beers in the world. This Russian Imperial Oatmeal Stout is aged for a full year in a blend of the barrels from those breweries I mentioned earlier. Developing flavors of rich, chewy roasted malt, charred oak, and bourbony vanilla. Parabola beer bears its teeth with its impenetrable black hue and soaring alcohol, yet its bite remains refined with a silky, balanced finish. So, once again, thanks to Rico. Sorry it's taking so long to get it reviewed, guys, but this is one of the bigger beers that ends up in the closet. And I don't do them as fresh as, because I want to get to the IPAs, the pale ales, and the double IPAs, because the hops fade, and this should sell very, very well. So, we've gone over everything. ABV, IBUs is 79, and it is a 2016 edition. I don't know when in 2016 they did it, so if they kept it in the barrel for a whole year, it's a 2015 edition that they bottled in 2016 after keeping it in those barrels, and then they blend it. I'm not a big fan of blending beers. I just assume, well, if you're going to do it, let's produce 4 or 5 different versions. We'll do the Elijah Craig version, and the Four Roses version, and the Pappy Winkle version, and the Woodford, and the Buffalo Trace. And that way you're going to know the difference in the barrel aging, instead of just pulling some from all the barrels and blending it all together, so you're not sure what you're getting, because all those bourbons taste different. And when they blend this shit together, it just gets muddied up to me. I just assume them do 5 or 6 different versions. This one is in this barrel, this one come from this barrel, this one would come from this barrel. So I'm not the head brewer there, I have no control over that. So it is what it is. Let's get it open and get it into the glass. Let's see if I can find a little tab here, which makes it easier to open. That's the way it should be done. None of that wax crap or labels like Avery does, where it's glued on tighter than Dick's hat band. Like this, a little bit of smoke. This is probably not a cheap beer to buy, guys. But now they've realized that, and they've reduced them to 12-ounce bottles instead of 22-ounce. But I'm pretty sure it's pretty close to the same price. I haven't bought any of these beers in a long time, so. But they do make some tasty beers, I will say that. But once they figure out that they can charge you the same price for a 12-ounce as they do a 22-ounce, that's how it works. They're in the business to make money. Not much head on that pour. Pretty dark, guys. Maybe a little bit of red rubiness around the thin part of the glass. To the nose we go. I will tell you right off the bat, I am getting big bourbon notes. Well, hopefully that is the case, since they've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different barrels of very excellent bourbon producers. You're going to get some bourbon notes there, I would hope. Man, if I didn't get the notes, I would tell you that, and it would probably cost them a grade point, but I am getting it. Big time bourbon notes. This beer seems to have sold very, very well. But you gotta realize it's been in those barrels for a whole year before they blended it and put it in the bottle. Roasted malt, big bourbon notes. hint of molasses, maybe some dark fruit or some bittersweet chocolate or something in there once it comes up to room temperature, which we will do because we always do. But when it says it's bourbon barrel aged, I want to smell that, I want to taste it, and I'm getting it on this one. Because you're paying a premium price for that. Yeah. Smells awesome. Let's see if it tastes awesome. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Oh yeah. That is simply outstanding. And I'm just wondering to myself, if they did 5 different versions, and this one is from this barrel, and this one is from this barrel, if you could actually taste the difference between the barrels, but just putting them all together and blending them together, I would think, I mean, if I had 5 different jiggers of those bourbons sitting here, and I was tasting each one, how much difference I could taste. I don't drink bourbon anymore, but I know these bourbon producers, Elijah Craig, Four Roses, Pappy Van Winkle, Woodford, and Buffalo Trace, you should be able to taste the difference between each of those bourbons, I would think. But blending them all together just muddies up everything. Even though the bourbon notes are very prominent and very tasty, I just don't understand why they would. That gnat is just driving me nutty flying around in here. A little bit of the alcohol, but it's 13.1%. It's very hard to hide that much alcohol. But it is smooth, it's not burning or doing anything crazy like that. If you're a macro lager drinker and you jump into this is probably going to blow your palate out of your mouth and knock your face down in dirt. Especially if you're used to drinking a 5% macro lager. This is a sipper. This is something to be savored and enjoyed, not a chugger, guys. Unless you just want to get in the hammer lane real damn quick, and this one will do it, I'm sure. This is something to be enjoyed and savored and not chugged. I mean, bottom line, if you're going to pay $20, $25, $30 for a bottle of beer, you don't want to go and drink it all down like that. Because 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, you're going to be drink responsibly, guys. If you're having this, have it at home or have a designated driver. Please. Don't hurt yourself or any innocent people. Awesome tasting beer. Absolutely outstanding tasting beer. I love the bourbon notes that I'm getting from this. Wow. Well, we're going to let it come up to room temperature. Maybe let her have some of it. And we'll come back and do the final grade and chug on it.